Hey, how's it going? I probably should come up with a new intro. Seriously, it shouldn't be like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Um, it should be more like, "Welcome back" if you're watching or something like that. I'm gonna check the sound. It should be more like, well, yeah, sounds okay. I have my voice down a bit. Um, I think that if I have it up too loud, I think that it's annoying because when I listen to my own voice, it sounds annoying. But anyway, as you guys can see, I managed to get the Gepard. I think that's what it is, the Gepard. I'm actually curious what it means. I'm gonna look that up really quick. Gepard. Gepard is a cheetah. Hmm. Let's check it in German though. So I'm gonna just find some Google Translate. Well, I really didn't spell that correctly. It says Vietnamese. Let's make it Germany. Germany, Dr. Jones. Cheetah. Okay, so it's called the cheetah. I would have never known that.
Cheetah,
Oh, is it? It's called a.
cheetah, cheetah has us.
Hazas! Okay. Well, so yeah, it's the cheetah. Or the Frito Lay chip. Okay, so this thing is actually kind of not. It's not the best. Honestly, I mean, I didn't really realize it. I was like, I'm sure it's good, and it's definitely good. But its range, the range of fire, and how I have to really guess. I mean, I have to guess hardcore. Yeah, because it says shoot here, and it never hits it, and so you have to guess yourself how far ahead of it to shoot. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I absolutely miss, but when they're right overhead, I can absolutely, land shots on them. Um, so I do want to get these. These are actually called, they're basically um, like tank shells, armor piercing discarded Sagebot round, and they give me 112 penetration. Now, with the shell that I have right now, which is about 67, so you got a tracer round, and then you got this one at 67 at about 100 meters. I can basically kill the any of the modern main battle tanks because I guess just because of sheer firepower that you're going. So if as long as it's a side shot, if it's a frontal shot, it's not doing nothing. But it is fun to use. One of the biggest problems is that whenever I get into a room and somebody's using this tank, um, as far as I know, I mean it's a tier 10. It's a tier 10. This one or the one before it. So this one, it's an 8, right? And then they have this one. And this thing right here is ridiculous. It fires a missile. The missile is radar guided, and it literally, it can destroy. I've seen him destroy 2 targets at once, and then it has the same guns that we have already. So you can shoot at hostiles on the ground and also use these missiles, um, which is ridiculous if you think about that. So this is probably the best. I kind of wish that they had an American or even, I mean, because this thing looks so similar to the leopard one, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like the cheetah, the gepard. Uh, anyway, so that one's OP. So we on this one we only have an 8.0. So the range that you get with this, um, it's got poor ammunition. Like it doesn't really hold a lot. You know, like I'd like to have 1,000 rounds, but it's only 500. Um, so you constantly have to reload, and of course it doesn't have any armor really. Yeah, no armor, which you wouldn't expect it to have armor, but you would think that it would at least be like this thing looks like an HE magnet, like some hash on this thing. This thing's toast. Toast. All right, let me check to see if anybody commented. Nope, no comments. All right, so let's go ahead and do this in battle. So I kind of put this is the only place I could find that didn't look funky on it, and then I put the Panzer Division icon. If you guys don't know, I don't even know what it stands for. But what might happen is if we run into a room where there's a tier 10 anti-aircraft, they can shoot them from much further distances, and I have no chance of killing them, which would mean I can either just sit there and do nothing or try and shoot some tanks, but I'll probably end up just jumping back into the Leopard. So yeah, we're just kind of getting. I'm gonna go ahead and get. Let's see. I'm gonna get horizontal drive, and then I'm gonna get adjust for fire, and I'll probably get elevation gear after that. Or I might go for brakes and then do the cyclone filter. Definitely want crew replacement, because if you get a crew, that's probably going to be my next thing, honestly. After I get the horizontal drive, I think I'm just going to go straight for the crew replacement. So, anyway, let's go ahead and search. So they have the Navy, a new thing for the naval battles. Yeah, new thing for the naval battles. It's basically Imperial Navy. So Japan has its Navy. I was actually kind of surprised because when I looked, I was thinking, wow, I bet you the Bismarck, that thing is going to just be devastating, right? But they don't have that tier yet. They only have, like, I think up to World War I. And then from what I can tell, when I looked at it, American fleet. From what I could tell, the Brooklyn here looks pretty devastating. I don't know how fast it is. I don't know. Yeah, you'd think that, you'd need a lot more penetration, but some of these are not very. They're not very. It's not like they're packing a lot of armor. It's 16 millimeters here. Like that's not nothing, right? 120. Wherever they keep the ammunition, there's usually like an extra layer, right? So you got the engines here that are below water. You got ammunition underneath. So these are ones you could ignite. I guess that's probably why planes are so devastating, because if you could drop one like right here and just land it in here, you could destroy in their storage, right? You got all this ammunition, but the main thing is these guns. There's 3 on it. They're 6-inch, right? So I'm assuming this has got to be a World War I vehicle. So World War I. I bet you I could probably look at the history of it. Yeah. So this one has the 6-inch on it, but only 2. And I hate to say it, but it looks more like a destroyer than anything else on a battleship. Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Can we find out some more information on it? Modifications, show armor, information. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like, before World War II for sure. Description, general information, primary history. Early 1900, leading up to the Great War. Yeah, I knew that. I called that before we even looked at it. You can just tell by looking at it that it's not really. But yeah, I couldn't tell if the American plane or American ships were good or not. Honestly, compared to the other. Anyway, let's go ahead and play the Gepard. Yeah, feel free to comment if you want to, and if not. So yeah, if anybody is watching this and they know a good YouTuber that actually tells you like good tutorials on how to do this, I've noticed that nobody's really sharing any information. You basically have to just watch their daily videos and maybe they'll share something with you, kind of a thing, which I think's kind of screwed up, in my personal opinion. Let's see if anybody else is running an anti-aircraft. Hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully no. It's just me, because I can do 2 around and then try and get some shots on, you know. So it doesn't look like anybody. Yeah, this guy kind of worries me. Okay, he doesn't have anti-aircraft. He doesn't have anti-aircraft. This guy does. It does look like he has anti-aircraft. Wow, he only has a level 1, so he's kind of like a pay-to-win. Okay, makes sense. So these megs. So basically, if I was to try and guess where these megs are going to be, it's definitely not there. It's so hard to guess where. Yeah, I'm still missing. I got him. Where's the other one? There we go. So, pretty decent when they're up close, right? But if they're out of radar range, it is not so hot for me on this. But if we had the missiles, I'm pretty sure you could just get a lock and fire. Or maybe they look, to be honest, I've seen them, they look like they're guided. Yeah, they look like they're guided, which is kind of a trip. I'm actually thinking that the Leopard is so thin, I should be able to go through it frontally. Now, just to tell you guys, if you do get an anti-aircraft, I don't think they want you popping out and using them. And the reason why, see if I get a side shot on him, it goes right through. So yeah, we got radar. Now I do know that there are, in the future, people will need to turn off, like there is a key where you can enable to turn off. I think it's funny that people sit there and they waste their time, and I mean, I'm literally like, all I can really do is shoot down planes. Like that's my only... Yeah, see, I'm getting better at it. It's somewhere in between where I was just shooting, so when we zoom in, it's probably in the 20 mark at that range when they come into radar range, so that's pretty decent. I'm pretty sure that I can't penetrate these tanks from the side. They have a little bit too much armor. And then, of course, if I was fully unlocked, I might be able to use the speed to get alongside one of them. When I get the Sabo round, I can get up to 120 pin. One of the best things about this is you can, if you want to, you can actually cripple the vehicle by hitting its tracks and doing all that kind of stuff. Crap, I probably shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have gotten that. Maybe I can hit them. Crap. Oh well. They'll have to deal with the fact that there's no... We want to get stopped here. And know it looks crazy that I'm doing that. I actually had the strangest game earlier where I literally was tumbling when I respawned in. Let's go ahead and get low. We need to get low. I realized the angle in which oops, my bad. The angle in which I was shooting. So shooting from here, they don't show up on radar, which means actually I do see them on radar. I don't know how I would calculate. What's up, Mark? Just noticed that you said something. Yeah, I couldn't find any videos to help my friend, and then the controls are all shitty. Like, if you play World of Tanks, like, you have to, you know, and you want to switch over to this game, you're gonna have to change all the keys. Oh, I'm out. I gotta go get some ammunition. Let's kind of let people know here. There are no... Oh, there's one. I'm definitely going to go ahead and leave the helicopters alone, even though I will say that I've been pretty damn good at them. And from what I can tell is if you come up behind a vehicle like an Abrams or anything and you land a shell on the top of the turret, like maybe two, and you know you kill the crew. Oh man, that sucked. Oh well, we didn't have any ammunition anyway, so you can see that they're almost three times the amount. Yeah, 3 times the amount. And they're slow as shit. You can see they're already shooting at me. I will get these aircraft, but I'm not going to be able to do it until I get some cover. Where's the... Oh, there's the other one. Oh, who the hell shot it down? Oh my god, look. See, now there's a dude up there, he's using it. What a D-bag. Seriously. If somebody else is using anti-aircraft and you got 2 people using anti-aircraft, you know, you can't rank up. There's no way you can rank up. And it keeps happening. There should be a limiter. You know, like they should be like, oh, I'm using anti-aircraft. Don't match them up with somebody else that has anti-aircraft. But I'm pretty sure that would probably mean that you don't get nothing, you know? If you come in a little low like this, and get to about 50% on your coil, and just kind of get low, like the lower the better, you can get more accurate shots. The biggest problem that you run into is that if you're in front of them, they're just going to shoot you. just gonna shoot you. Good luck there, buddy. Kaboom! Yeah, so if you have a, if somebody else is using an anti-aircraft, yeah, if somebody else is using an anti-aircraft, you know, or AA, and you're using it, and there's two, usually it's a losing battle because there's a reason why they make so many of these guys, you know? So I'm kind of leaning on the other guys, but I keep them from getting, you know, randomly dumped on, you know? Good night, Biznatch. If you can get alongside him, that's all you need. That's like, you wreck. I can't wait till this thing's a little faster. It only does it on the modern vehicles. If you're trying to do it like to a T-72 or a T-6, they're too thick. The American tanks, even those are a little too thick because they're 70. But once I get the discarding Sabo round, that's going to be game over. Seriously. Because that round, although it costs some, they're faster. They have a less of a drop. So yeah, I kind of wish I knew more about the radar and how it works, and I kind of wish that you didn't have to use the gauges. As you can see here, you got 32, right? So I could technically shoot these guys down if I understood more about where these. I'm just using visuals, which is not really the most accurate. Blew that thing to shit. Yeah, it's funny, they give 9 like it's supposed to be like this OP-ass helicopter, but I can't figure out how to get those shells because they're guided. Like, maybe there's a camera mode that I don't know about, because I haven't been able to do nothing with them. Like, I've only been able to do, like, I prefer the rockets, you know? So, I'll try and comment after this match. Let me see. I can see, Mark says, planes are hard to shoot. I'll have to get some sleep if you have to. Alright, man. Well, good luck. Yeah, like I said, the weird thing is you'd think there'd be a forward mode, so you could actually just go forward. You know, like go forward and... Ooh, I'm in the perfect position. Whoa! No. There we go. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't shoot you down from here. I just think you're in a weird... There's an angle that you can get. Oh, I used all my guided missiles. It's okay. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so... Yeah, we can go ahead and just get out of here now. If I can get alongside these, I should be able to devastate them. I mean, it's really fast, because you just have so much. But frontally, I can't pin them, so if I can't get alongside them, I'm just gonna get killed. it's devastating. You definitely do not want to give your side to one of these, especially up close. If you're within that 100-meter range, or if I'm right up next to him, that's it. There's nothing more you can do. I'm completely out, huh? Let's see here. Reloading. So I did this earlier and it only gave me 50 shells. And I was like, what the hell? And then it didn't fill up slot number 2. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why? Yeah, why? Yeah, at this range, you'd think I'd be able to like, use the radar or something to at least tell me, you know, where. Because, I mean, like, because I can't tell nothing. I can only use the gauge up there. It says 115. Doesn't really give me height or anything like that. He basically would have to fly into it. Yeah, like that. Fly right into the shots. Go ahead and grab this. Even though it's at the end of the round. I only have 4 rockets, so hopefully they spawn right up on me. I'm gonna try and just keep going and make some long-range shots and then eject out of this thing. Oh, there they are. Oh man, I'm gonna have to flip a Yui. Dang it. Oh, don't do that. There we go. These are some big-ass rockets. Go ahead and just get out of here. There's nothing left on here. Can't drop any bombs. So... yeah, the biggest problem is a lot of people are like, hey, I'm using this thing. You know, we're out here, you know, getting your slack, and we're still getting bombed. So, you know, what's the point of doing air-to-aircraft if you're not stopping them? But in order to make points, you know, you have to do more than just shooting down the planes. So you can see one guy has already shot down one. Yeah, that was right around 20. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna leave that guy go. We're gonna have 2 come in here soon. I need to get more ammunition. I only have 70 rounds, so... oh! Get sniped! Sniped! Straight sniped. Hey, where'd they come from? Were they here from the last round? I'm tempted to just go ahead and grab this plane. So about 20. Bingo. Yeah, with this thing, it makes it look easy. With this tank, it makes it look real easy, but it's not. It's not easy at all. You know, it takes a lot of like burst firing. Is something you want to do. Kind of probe the area, look where the rounds are going. It's kind of a bitch. I don't know. I probably fired, I don't know, uncountable amounts of rounds. Uncountable to figure out. Just to even tell you guys what I just told you. I look online and they're like, oh, well, what you do is you use the elevation and this to do this. And I'm like, wait a minute. You do what to do what? They're like, the marks on the scope actually stand for something, you know. But it doesn't just say, like, I mean, it would be nice if there was a tutorial for it to show you exactly how you use those. Okay, so we have horizontal drive. And now we can probably go for either brakes or we can go for another crew. I'm not finding that, you know, the crew is probably the most important, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just research adjust a fire. This is probably the only anti-aircraft I'm going to use for Germany. I did want to look at the US because I know that we had some ridiculous ones at a certain point. Like, we had some crazy ones. I think this is one of them. Yeah. Here's another one. So it's basically an 8.0, and then you got the 10, which shoots the rockets. Let's go ahead and preview it. So, yeah. It looks like it has a 20 or 30 millimeter gun. 36 millimeter. And you have some big rockets there. Wow. Those are massive. That's crazy. I would have never guessed that the guy's just like looking towards the back door. This thing would be a pain in the ass. Oh, look at these optics. So you got a reflective mirror, and then there's a camera connected to it, and then they just look at it through the vertical aiming drive. Wow. And then the loader. I'm just tripping on how the hell does this guy load from there. He also keeps an eye on their ass. It looks decent though, so that's definitely something to go. The ADATs. I've actually heard of this before. An ADATs. Yeah, so if one of these was in a game with me, you know, it'd be, you just forget it, you know? Just forget it, because what can you do? Honestly. If you're in another one and you're in a game trying to rank up, you know, it's not going to happen. You could fire these missiles and just boom. But yeah, we are far off, and to be honest, I really don't even want to grind these vehicles. But I could, like I said, at some point I can probably just play this. I do like the fact that this is here. I haven't seen it yet. Let's preview it. It's an 8.7, so it's not as good as the other one. Let's check out the... so it has a fuel tank, no composite armor whatsoever. Yeah, it does have composite that's worth 100 millimeters. It's not really exactly helping, is it? 194 millimeter. It's only 30 millimeters, but because of its angle, obviously. But yeah, it just goes straight through this thing. Like at this, and then there's like a little groove right here. I would say that right here is the sweet spot on this. Just goes straight through. Yeah. Hit that engine. Ammo racks in the back. Yeah, I would assume that you could probably shoot up high, like up here, and have it come through, hit this guy, and then detonate the ammo rack from range. Like if it's an up and down heat shot, toast. Yeah, I don't think that this would be worth getting. There was a thing where you could actually get this vehicle through an op, and I was just like, nah. And then what's up with this 50 right here? I mean, does the guy just sit on top of the gun? That doesn't make no sense. Look at that. That's crazy. Just just the whole crew sitting on top of the tank, shooting. I got a 50 cal. I almost feel, I mean, I hate to say it, but I feel like this tank was made for this game. Because the only point of putting this here, like, there's no real reason to ever use it unless it was an electronically activated, you know, vehicle. It's Israeli, though. So it says it's Israeli. So, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Israelis were like, yeah, we need somebody right there to keep them from climbing all over the vehicle. I mean, there's these look like they're PK-30s or something. Yeah, let's look at the history of this info. Curious about it. Yep. So it was a real, it's a U.S. Israeli tank. Doesn't make no sense, but okay. Should just be Israeli. Yeah, I don't understand the machine gun positioning, but let's see history. 1960s. Well, they know what they're doing, so I'm gonna say that if this was really where they had that, I'm gonna say that there was a reason for it. You know, I could see that in the location of Israel is located, you could basically get into a position where you have a really good gun depression, and how would you shoot down on them if your guns would hit the top of your tank? So having it up there, somebody could climb and start mowing down mofos to keep them off you. That's exactly why it's there. I'm assuming. Just mow them all down. I kind of wish that I could see some real pictures, but yeah, look, I think that's the real picture of it right there, and it's got the 50 right there. That's crazy. I don't know if that's a real or not. Usage in battle. Let's see. Describe the playing this vehicle. Oh, playing the vehicle. The features are using the vehicle in a team advantage of tactics. Blah blah. From creating a guide to not impose a single point of view. Instead, give the reader. Okay, I don't think this was a real vehicle. That picture looks real, though. It looks real to me, but it's not. It's gotta be real, right? I mean, yeah. Pros and cons. Armor is surprisingly effective due to it being multi-layered. Sometimes capable of just driving into and capture point. It as if it doesn't care. Has weapons and ammunition similar to SPG, which is enough for most encounters. Definitely, different ammunition types are cheap to use. ATGMs may be a problem destroying vehicles as well as small rockets or HESH. Cons. Does not care about module-based protection. It goes straight through the entire vehicle. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much sounds like there's vehicles that are just going to go straight through it, but not the 1950. Not even 1950. I'd say like the T-55. Those tanks would probably struggle to pin it because of how steep it is. Turret ring and middle rear weak spots. Yeah, I was saying that if you shot right below that turret, and you could get it to slide in, it would just devastate this vehicle. It's vulnerable to APHE at close ranges. Sidearm. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm looking at this vehicle, to be honest. We could actually take it for a little test drive. Let's do that. Let's take it for a little test drive. I'm kind of curious. I want to see. So it only has heat, huh? 400. I thought it said it had different types of ammunition. Okay. Anyway, let's check it out. Maybe when you do it, I'm sure there's probably other ones, but I did want to check this out real quick. Turret speed's decent. Yeah, I'm surprised that it only gave me one round. So that's pretty much the same spot I think that this would get wasted on. Having the motor in the front, I'm actually curious. I haven't had a vehicle yet that has stabilized, shooting. I haven't tried one yet, anyway. But this does seem to have a quite stable gun. Wow. You can shoot down some aircraft with that. Get a nice reflector shot. Let's try this right here. I wonder if the 50 could go through. I think it's like 90 millimeters here. On the move, this does seem to be super accurate. I mean, honestly, I don't think I've had one that's this smooth. Look at that. All you really need to do is just adjust for the fact that you're moving, but I think this has a stabilized gun. Now this shell must not have, it must only be 400 ping, because that shot right there, what I just did, usually goes through and kills the entire vehicle on this, when I'm using the Leopard, so. Yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed with it. It's fire on the move capabilities. I think that's why they said you could drive right into. Wow, I actually hit that. I mean, it wasn't where I wanted, but based on speed and stuff, I could easily calculate that. Because I've been seeing this vehicle a lot. I was curious to why I was seeing it. Yeah, look at that, how it's got the stabilized gun. Not so good when it's driving forward, but yeah, I mean, let's see if we can ammo rack it. Crazy, ridiculous. This thing's OP. I'm going to say that right now. It's OP. I haven't had the opportunity to use stabilizer mode. You guys can see that that's stable. Let's see if we drive over stuff, what it's like. Because usually this is what happens. You're like this, and you can't really see. So I want to... It did kind of hot. Crazy. Yeah, good accuracy right there. I actually like that. At close range, I mean, you don't even have to really need the target. Let's get like a full side profile, see what happens. Yeah. At close range, you know, moving around, very accurate. Yeah, definitely a decent vehicle. I would say that its armor, although it doesn't look like it, because it's so steeply angled, the only places you could pin it would be right underneath that gun right there. And then if you look, the turret ring is actually being protected. So unless you had a shell that was big enough to overmatch it, I don't think that any. I think that would be it. You know, I haven't come up against it in battle, so I can't really say anything other than that. But I did think it was a having a stabilized gun platform is cool. I didn't actually read that anywhere where it says stabilized or anything like that. 1400 horsepower. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know if this one has stabilized. I don't even know where you'd see that at. Like, because I know that the Abrams should have it. I'd like to test drive this because I know that it has a stabilized 120. It is literally the same gun on the Leopard. The Leopard, it's the L44. It's just named different, I think. L44. Let's see. Where does it say its gun? 120M M256 cannon. Maybe it is a different one. It has the same exact rounds and almost the same penetration as the L44. So, but the composite armor on this is ridiculous. Apparently, they came out with some kind of two-stage system. A two-stage system where the thing comes in. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, when did this come in? Look, it's brand new. I was just talking shit about how we don't have it, and here it is. When the hell did that appear? Was it here the whole time? Okay, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, so now we all have a platform that shoots rockets. That's going to make a big difference. I'm not going to get it, obviously, because it says here you have to own one more. So once we get this vehicle, we can actually start researching these. So if I wanted to skip the Leopard 2A4, which I'm going to tell you, I would like to have the 2A4, this, and this for my top tier. Because I think that those are the most important, is to have two really good, fast performing vehicles that are really good at, shooting first. And then having the ability to shoot down aircraft at the end of the match. Like, if I get killed twice and have a bad game, at least I could sit there and shoot down aircraft. It's just the better way to do it, honestly. But yeah, it's brand new. You can see here, it just got added in probably today, honestly. That's crazy. Weird. Okay. Okay. Kermit the Frog here. I'm going to sleep now. See you tomorrow. Alright, see you, Mark. Yeah, I kind of wish that this platform was the rocket, but let's actually check it out. I actually want to see this. I bet you it is basically on a Leopard 1. I bet you it's on a Leopard 1 platform. Nope. It's got its own platform. But it is built with the Leopard. Oh, no, it's front wheel drive. Front wheel drive, 76-degree angle. That's going to block a lot. Transmission in the front. An engine in the front. That's crazy. You got... It looks like... You got ammo storage. It has 2 shots per. Okay, so storage of ammunition is inside. How the hell do you get it out? I guess you open those up. I bet you it does the whole thing for you. These open up and then it comes and loads it in for you. Oh, that's dope. It does not have machine guns though. You literally have your rockets and that's it. Game over. No machine guns to protect you. At least I think. Let's look at the modifications. So you have a Roland 1 SAM, surface to air missile, armor piercing effect, can only pierce 38. Then you have this one does 48. So you're not penetrating. Yeah, you're not penetrating the sides of vehicles. That kind of sucks. I don't know if it's worth it, all the amount of money it costs and so on, but having the rockets to shoot down. I don't know if this just says surface to air, so I'm assuming you just point at it and it'll go beep and you fire and that's it. There's a button to turn off your yeah, there's a button. You can assign a button to turn radar off, and I think the reason why is because there's actually when you have one of these SAMs looking up waiting for an aircraft, the aircraft can have missiles that will home in on radar signals. So, it'll come in and blow up about right here and just devastate a vehicle, at least from what I've seen. But it looks to me like you get two, so 8, so you get 10 shots, and that's it. That's only good to get you through half a round, but I mean, obviously you can get more ammunition, so that's decent. That's cool. Yeah, not too shabby, I don't think. I would prefer to have these and then have the missile system on this, but having a smaller vehicle is definitely the way to go. I could definitely tell that this is basically built on top of this. If you look, it's almost exactly the same. Slightly different in some areas because you don't need a lot of the things that you would need. But anyway, so that's the Gepard. I am going to go ahead and end this stream. Just kind of wanted to show you guys some stuff. So to show you guys progress, so getting the Leopard 2K, we are really far from it. We still need 200,000, so I seriously doubt I'll be able to get it this weekend. I probably should have just not went for the Gepard and went for this, but I've been in so many games. I've been in so many games where you needed one that there was nothing you could do. Like, you had to do it. If you don't have one, you just kept getting blown up and you just keep getting rockets on you from planes. So having the ability to pop out one of these, even if I don't get the tier 10 one, like, I don't know if it's actually worth it. Even if I don't get that, I mean, it could be cool. But alright, thanks for watching.